Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College, and all the students of 7th standard are welcome to my YouTube channel. Students, we will continue with the poem From a Railway Carriage written by the famous poet Robert Louis Stevenson. Let's continue with the second stanza onwards. Let's see what was done in the previous stanza. The poet describes many scenes from the windows of railway carriage. He says that the train runs faster than magical creatures such as fairies or witches. He sees bridges and houses, hedges and ditches. The horses and cattle in the meadows seems to rush away as if they were soldiers on a battlefield. Let's continue with the second stanza onwards. This is part 2. All of the sights of the hill and plain fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again, in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistled by. I request all the students to read this stanza for 2 minutes. In this stanza, the poet says that he can see beautiful scenery of different kinds of hills and plains. Plains are flat land and hills are a small little mountains, and all these beautiful sights are enjoyed by us as we travel by train. Stevenson says that all the scenes of the hill and plain were crossed by the train as quick as one drop of rain following the other in the storm. So how quickly the raindrops follow one behind the other, you can't wait to watch one drop continuously, or you cannot observe the drops of rain when they are flowing with great speed or during heavy or monsoon rainfall. That is the moment of the things that pass on. The hills and the plains, they move back so quickly as if it is a driving rain. One drop of the rain following the other in the storm. Now students, you are requested to write the hard word meanings of this word. Sights means things that one sees. Second one, plain, which means flat land having trees and grasses. Fly as thick as driving rain. The poet tells us that these sights are moving as thick as quickly as the rain. It does not even give us time to enjoy the second movement ever again. It is so quick, it does not even take a blink of an eye. Very quickly, it is gone forever. Painted stations whistled by. In the next moment, the train passes the railway stations and it looks like painted pictures. All these stations that you see, it looks like the stations are running and you are there sitting in one place. That how fast the train moves. Students, let's have a look what is the meaning of wink. Wink means twinkle. The next meaning, ever again, means every now and then. And students, observe this picture carefully. This is the train station which is painted in yellow. What is the meaning of driving rain? Driving rain means it is heavy or blowing rain as it in a storm. Let's start with the third stanza. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and there is the green for stringing the daisies. Students are requested to read this stanza for 2 minutes. Here is also visible that children are climbing up a hill or a tree, or they might be climbing the steep ground, and what they are doing is that they are trying up by themselves. Students, let's see what is the meaning of clambers. Clambers means to climb and scrambles means to move over something quickly. next line is all by himself and gathering brambles. Means here the child is gathering brambles, that is blackberries, during climbing. Let's have a look what is the meaning of brambles. Brambles are called as blackberries. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes. Here the poet wants to tell us that there are also poor people that we see standing near the railway station, hoping that they will get a meal or some money. He also sees a homeless person who looked at the train with amazement. This man is very much shocked and surprised by looking at this train. So he is looking at it continuously. Let's see the meaning of a tramp. Tramp, a person with no home, no job, no money, who travels around and asks for money from other people. Then what is the meaning of gazes? Gazes means to see. Let's start with the second line. And there is the green for stringing the daisies. This line tells us about that there are a group of women who are collecting daisies and making garlands. As the train moves forward, the poet sees in the meadows that the ladies are gathering strings for making garlands with daisy flowers. Let's have a look what is the meaning of daisies. Daisies are those white flowers with string. And what is the meaning of the string? String means thread. Let's have a look with the word clamber. Clamber is to climb up or down clumsily. That means not easily. And when you clamber, you might scramble or climb quickly, especially with both hands and feet. The next word bramble is any bush or vine with sharp thorns. Tramp is an old-fashioned word for a poor person without a home, one who moves around a lot. To gaze, the meaning of gaze is to stare, to look in one direction for a long time. The next meaning is stringing the daisies, which means making a chain of daisies, a daisy chain. Let's have a quick look of all the meanings. Clamber, climb; scramble, move quickly; bramble, gather blackberries; tramp, which means homeless person; string, that means hang something so that it stretches in a long line. We'll read the stanza once again. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, and all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and there is the green for stringing the daisies. A quick look for this stanza through the summary. Stevenson says that all the scenes of the hill and the plain were being crossed by the train as quick as one drop of rain following the other in a storm. In the next moment, the train passes railway stations and it looked like painted pictures. The poet sees a child climbing a steep ground and collecting berries during climbing. He also sees a homeless person who looks at the train with amazement. As the train moves forward, he sees some ladies in a common village grassy land making garlands with daisy flowers. Thank you. I hope so, students, you have understood the second and the third stanza. We will see the last stanza in part 3 followed by the question answers. I want all the students to continue with the meanings of this poem. Thank you, everyone.